coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
The starting lineup for the visiting Indiana Pacers. At the shooting.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline. He's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Bargnani. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Allen. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Monte Ellis. And Freak subbed in for George Hill. On the court right now for the Pacers. Dane, he's in at point guard. Hill is out there with C.J. Miles. Then it's Turner. And it's Stuckey in at the 2 spot. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
Indiana moving it around. Hill kicks to Miles. Clock at 6. Stuckey left side. And it's all evened up. Stuckey's got his first points of the night. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 9-point game his last outing. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Stuckey kicks to Day. Got a hand on it. 43 seconds left to play in the first. The pass to Robinson. There's the dish to Bogdanovich. Screen by Young. There's Hollis Jefferson, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And that result was no surprise because they played very loosely with the basketball.
They sure did. There's no question about it. And when you come out on the wrong end of the turnover battle, you're often going to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard as well, Greg. You know that.
And Sloan kicks to Young. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Young's got his first points in this one.
The D on him has to be airtight, guys. You got to get into his airspace. And that was far from it.
At the end of one, a close. Transitioning from college to the pros can be a challenge for many players. Here's what Freak had to say about adjusting his game to the NBA.
The biggest difference is endurance, both mentally and physically. The college season is what, 30, 40 games max? That's not even halfway through an NBA season. Plus, you're playing against the best talent every night. I'm just trying to put in work, get in the gym, study film, and prepare myself for each and every game.
Good points, Clark. What role do coaches play in helping young players like that adjust to the long NBA schedule?
Well, you know, Kevin, they're going to give their teams the best chance.
Lopez. Young comes in for Bargnani. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Donald Sloan. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Turner. Solomon Hill comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. And Freak subbed in for Hill. On the court for Indiana. Dane, he's in at the point. Hill is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then there's Solomon Hill, and it's Stuckey in at the shooting guard position. It's stolen by Jack. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Let's see where the Pacers are, Kevin, in terms of the NBA rankings right now. 3rd in three-point shooting, 5th in field goal percentage. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And it's their ranking and the three-point percentage that really catches my eye. A team stocked with some real sharpshooters. And when you can stroke it like that, the green light doesn't get any brighter.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Hill passes to Day. Shot clock at 6. Stuckey into the lane, and he gets the bucket. Stuckey's got his 2nd basket.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Jack dishes to Young. They set the screen. A minute 42 left to play here in the half. Shot by Jack, wide open. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Now here's Freak, defended by Jack.
Move the ball and stick it too much.
Now Freak, he averages about 5 points a game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
Pass to Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's guarded by Hill. And Bogdanovich kicks to Jack. The Pacers pull it in. Allen's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Day the pass to Allen. Hill dishes to Allen. Unloads from 13. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Allen's got 4 points this quarter. Outside Jack. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we finished one.
Well, Coach Vogel, a tough going for your guys so far tonight. What's been the biggest obstacle to pulling off your game plan?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the 3rd quarter of basketball. And now the 3rd quarter have to get going. And the new group in for the Nets. Robinson's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Joe Johnson. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. We've got Hollis Jefferson. Thomas Robinson is out there with Bargnani. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Young in at the 3 side. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Day kicks to Miles. No good. Brooklyn leading by 17. And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, and he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Bargnani. Screen by Young. Back to Bargnani. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And talking about C.J. Miles, he was filthy last year. Indiana needed his spark offensively, especially without Paul George in the lineup. Miles responded by putting up career highs in points and minutes played. Just an unbelievable impact on the season.
And now Young running the floor all by himself. Can't hit. Pacers trail by 17. Inside, stolen by Robinson. Here's Sloan. He averages about 5 points a game. He kicks to Bargnani. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And for most every team out there, guys, they're looking for a guy like C.J. Miles. Decent size, natural movement skills, and can absolutely shoot the lights out. Call them buckets, because that's a lethal formula.
The Pacers making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Day dishes to Miles. Hill kicks to Stuckey. Passes it to Day. 4 on the shot clock. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any.
There's a minute 47 left in the fourth. On the court for Indiana. Day in at point guard. Also, C.J. Miles out there. Turner is out there with Buttinger, and it's Whittington in at the 4 slot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Taking 2 shots.
Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
Here is Miles. Ellington defending. Just 5 on the clock. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Bargnani. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Brooklyn.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark, an all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC, no contest.
Yeah, I like that. And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams, Greg. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost him.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Larkin. There's the dish to Lopez. And Turner with the block. To the right side. It's Freak, top of the key. Good.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.